Hello students, welcome to my channel Mathematics by Prasanna Lakshmi. In this video, we are going to discuss very interesting topic, types of ratio. So in my last video, I have explained what is ratio. I'll give description of that in my video, and we are going to learn types of ratio. In that first one, compound ratio. When two ratios are expressed like a single ratio. If you take two or more children, you can take two or more. If you express two ratios as a single ratio, that means taking, suppose A is to B is one ratio, C is to D is the another ratio, and this is antecedent and this is consequent. Because first term of a ratio is called antecedent, second term is consequent. In C is to D also, C is the antecedent and D is called the consequent. So we should express these two ratios as a single ratio by taking the product of antecedent is to product of consequent. That is nothing but the compound ratio. Here product of antecedent is nothing but A into C is to product of the consequent. B and D are the consequent, so B into D. Here we are making these two ratios into one single ratio. AC is to BD, right? So here if you see, the antecedent of this ratio is nothing but the product of the antecedents. Consequent of this ratio is nothing but the product of the consequents, right? Ratios are compounded by multiplying together. For if you take as a fraction, children, suppose A is to B can also be written as A by B. C is to D can also be written as C by D. So when you multiply both the antecedent AC and both the consequent BD, then AC is to BD is the compound ratio of these two ratios. Suppose A is to B equal to C is to D. Here the product of the antecedent and the product of the consequence. These are what? Antecedents. And these are what? Consequence. So here AC is to BD is the compound ratio of these two ratios, A is to B and C is to D. And we can take three also, children. For two or more ratios you can take. For example, A is to B is one ratio, C is to D is one ratio, and E is to F is the another ratio. Now we make it as a single ratio. How? Compound ratio. Here A is the first term, C is the first term, E is the first term. So product of these three, A into C into E is to, what is the second term? B, D, F. So B into D into F, that is ACE is to BDF is a single ratio of these three ratios. So we call it as a compound ratio. If you take another alphabets also, M is to N, right? P is to Q. M is to N is one ratio, P is to Q is another ratio, and M is the antecedent, P is the antecedent. So M into P is equal to N into Q. That is product of antecedent is to product of a consequent. So this is called the compound ratio. Once again, if two or more ratios, if you take antecedent as the product of antecedents and the consequent as the product of consequent, then the ratio is called the compound ratio. The other name of this compound ratio, we can call it as mixed ratio. Mixed ratio. Coming to second one, duplicate ratio. So duplicate ratio is the ratio of two equal ratios. Here for example, the duplicate ratio of x is to y is nothing but x square is to y square. That means the duplicate ratio of m is to n is nothing but the compound ratio. We can say the compound ratio of m is to n and m is to m. Equal ratios? No, here same. That is m is to n is as m is to n if you take the product of the antecedent and the product of the consequence, that is m into m is to n into n. So m into m is nothing but n square and n into n is n square. So the duplicate ratio of m is to n is nothing but n square is to n square. If you take numbers, here the duplicate ratio of 4 is to 7 is nothing but 4 square is to 7 square. 4 square, 4 into 4 is to 7 into 7. So 4 4s are 16, 16 is to 49. So this is the duplicate ratio. Coming to third ratio, triplicate ratio. So in the name itself it is given triplicate. So the triplicate ratio is a compound ratio of 3 equal ratios. Duplicate means 2 equal ratios. Triplicate means 3 equal ratios. For example, the triplicate ratio of m is to n is nothing but the compound ratio of 3 ratios. What are the 3 ratios? M is to n, m is to n and m is to n. Here compound ratio means product of antecedent and the product of the consequent. So what are the antecedents here? M is the antecedent, so m into m is to n into n. So m into m is nothing but m cube is to n into n is nothing but n cube. So the triplicate ratio of m is to n is nothing but m cube is to n cube. For example, if you take number, triplicate ratio of 2 is to 3, that is nothing but 2 cube is to 3 cube, that is 2 into 2 into 2 is to 3 into 3 into 3. So 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8 is to 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. So 8 is to 27 is the triplicate ratio of 2 is to 3. Next, coming to fourth ratio, subduplicate ratio. So the subduplicate ratio of m is to n is the ratio of means root m is to root n. The subduplicate ratio of the ratio is m is to n is nothing but root m is to root n. Okay. Otherwise, here example, if I take the subduplicate ratio of 25 is to 81. So how to find the subduplicate ratio of 25 is to 81? Root 25 is to root 81. So what is root 25 here? 5 5s is to 9 into 9. This can be written as 5 square is to 9 square. Here what is the value of root, children? 1 by 2. Okay, is to 9 square 1 by 2. Here 2 gets cancelled, so 5 is to 9. And the root of 25 is 5 and the root of 81 is 9. So that subduplicate ratio will be root of m is to root of n. Next one is subtriplicate ratio. Subtriplicate ratio. Here the subtriplicate ratio of m is to n is nothing but cube root of m is to cube root of n. Subduplicate ratio is the square root. Subtriplicate ratio is nothing but the cube root. If I take an example, subtriplicate ratio of here 125 is to, if I take one more, 729. Okay, that is cube root of 125 is to cube root of 729. If you find out the prime factorization method here, you will get 5 into 5 into 5. 5 5 are 25, 25 5 are 125. And if you here find out the prime factorization of this, you will get 9 into 9 into 9. 9 9s are 81, 81 9s are 729. Here cube root of 5 to the power of 3 and cube root of 9 to the power of 3. What is the value of cube root, children? It is 1 by 3 is to this one 9 cube whole to the power of 1 by 3. 3 3 3 3 gets cancelled. So finally you will get 9 is to 3. So the sub triplicate ratio of 125 is to 729 is nothing but 5 is to 9. Next, sixth one, reciprocal ratio. Here the reciprocal ratio of m is to n, where m is not equal to 0, n is not equal to 0. Here can be written as 1 by m is to 1 by n. Why it is not equal to 0, children? If in the denominator is 0, the value does not have any appropriate value. The value doesn't exist. So division by 0 is not defined, right? So that's why m should not be, m is not equal to 0 and n is not equal to 0. So the reciprocal ratio of m is to n is nothing but 1 by m is to 1 by n. For n, suppose if I take x is to y, here x and y is not equal to 0, then the reciprocal ratio is nothing but 1 by x is to 1 by y, and it can be written as y is to x when you do cross multiplication, right? Now similarly we can say if the antecedent and the consequent of a ratio, if we see here x is the antecedent and y is the consequent, right? If the antecedent and the consequent of a ratio be interchanged, the changed ratio is called the inverse ratio of the previous ratio. For example, reciprocal ratio of 7 is to 13 is nothing but 1 by 7 is to 1 by 13, can be 13 is to 7. Similarly, reciprocal ratio of 5 is to 7 can be written as 5 is to 7, 7 is to 5. The antecedent will become consequent and the consequent will become antecedent. Next, seventh one, ratio of equalities. Here, for a ratio, if the antecedent and the consequent are equal, antecedent is equal to consequent, the ratio is called the equality ratio. For example, 5 is to 5. 7 is to 7. Here the antecedent and the consequent both are equal. Then we call the ratio of equalities. Coming to next one, ratio of inequalities. Here for a ratio of the antecedent and the consequent are unequal, means both are different, then we call it as a ratio of inequality. For example, 5 is to 7. Here antecedent is not equal to consequent. So this type of ratio we call it as ratio of inequality. Coming to ninth one, ratio of lesser inequalities. So what is inequality ratio? If the antecedent is not equal to consequent, we call it as inequalities. Here lesser inequalities. See, for a ratio, if the antecedent is less than the consequent, the first term is less than the second term, then the ratio is called the ratio of lesser inequality. For example, if I take 7:9, here 7 is the antecedent and 9 is the consequent. Here 7 is less than 9. So this type of ratio is nothing but ratio of lesser inequalities. For another example, 10:15. Here 10 is less than 15. So antecedent is smaller than consequent, then we call it as ratio of lesser inequality. Coming to last one, ratio of greater inequalities. So for the example, here the ratio antecedent is greater than consequent. Then we call it as a ratio of greater inequalities. Example, 13:10. Here 13 is the antecedent, 10 is the consequent. 13 is greater than 10, right? So 5:3. Here 5 is greater than 3. So when the antecedent is greater than the consequent, we call it as a ratio of greater inequalities. So children, these are the types of ratios.